Hey there, Tim Jones here. Welcome to another edition of View from the Bleachers. Today's topic, coping with the headaches of dealing with contractors. Did you ever think about how it's almost impossible to find a good, reliable, reasonably priced contractor these days? Ever notice how most contractors you hire for a home improvement project or a minor repair job seem to be, well, more than a little flaky and often incompetent? This is a photo of some plumbers I recently hired to fix our garbage disposal. By the time they were done, I had to replace the entire sink and faucet and microwave oven. I still don't really understand why that was necessary. I should have read their Yelp review first. Lesson learned. It doesn't really matter whether they're installing a new furnace or replacing your deck or repairing your washing machine. They all seem to have the same concept of customer relations. They're slackers. They fail to call you back. And then, like this guy, they arrive 2 hours late. Oh my God. That is, of course, if they arrive at all, if they keep their appointment. And then they leave after just 30 minutes on the job because, well, they realize that they have to go back to the shop to get that one critical tool that they left back there. And then, of course, they never return for the rest of the day. Well, why are most contractors so unreliable? I did some research and stumbled across something they don't want us to know about. Come a little closer. There's actually a never discussed course that all contractors take. It is an intensive 6-week seminar on how to deal with difficult customers, by which they mean, well, anybody who hires them. It turns out that every Joe the plumber, or Mike the electrician, and Ned the roofer must take this course in order to get their license. And for the first time ever, the team here at View from the Bleachers has obtained exclusive videotape footage explaining the course syllabus. And I'll reveal it on the other side. Hello, my name is Mario Esposito, but you can call me Mikey. I'm a licensed HVAC repairman, and I'm here to introduce you to this mandatory class for any of you guys wanting to become a contractor of any kind. This course is CRAP, which stands for Customer Relations with Annoying People, or CRAP for short. Rule number one of becoming a contractor, be you a plumber, an electrician, or a roofer, is this: don't take crap from nobody. In this course, I'll teach you everything you need to deal with pushy homeowners. You know the type, the ones that expect you to do the job on time and at the price you quoted them. Those people are such pains in the ass. I know. Let's go over the syllabus, okay? So here's what I'm going to teach you guys. Week 1, the initial visit, or as I like to call it, setting the trap. Arriving on time at the initial appointment is very critical to landing a gig. But don't worry, that's going to be the last time you need to show up on time. Am I right, Frankie? Yeah, you bet I am. That's Frankie, he's my assistant. In this session, you'll role play a scene from our patented first impressions model in which you inspire unwarranted confidence in your workmanship with vague references to previous quasi-relevant experience to create that misleading impression that you've actually done this kind of work before. Week 2, the written estimate, or as I like to call it, tightening the screws. In this module, I'll teach you guys how to turn a 15-minute job tightening a screw with a Phillips screwdriver into a major demolition project requiring an excavator and a cement mixer. Experience the thrill of duping customers into believing that a minor leak, which you will secretly make worse, requires taking the main level down to the studs because, well, you'd hate for the house to collapse into a giant sinkhole. That would be such a shame. Fellas, instilling fear is key. A panel of repairmen experts will discuss how to use obscure terminology to make any everyday project sound far more laborious and costly than it really is. For example, I'll teach you phrases like, I see that your angular discharge tube is not feeding properly into your compression valve. That's a serious problem, mister. Now in week 3, that's overpromise and underdeliver. In this session, you'll learn how to promise to complete the job in just 3 weeks and probably under budget, when in reality, you'll ultimately be delivering it 3 months past the original due date and at twice your original estimate. This session will explain how to set up your customers' expectations, and then slowly chip away at their false hope by routinely arriving late, leaving early, and complaining about vital parts being on back order. I will have all of you break into plausibility groups to compile a list of credible sounding excuses for why the work is still not done yet. Want to spend a day drinking? Learn how to say, "My truck wouldn't start," with a straight face. Now, in week 4, that's about taking on another project that pays better. A key skill for all contractors is blowing off a current customer when a better paying gig pops up halfway through the project. You got to learn how to rationalize that this is not unprofessional. And let's face it, you've got a first customer in such a bind, so they can't really drop you this far into it. Capiche? Is it possible to juggle 6 projects at once without pissing off all your customers? Of course not. But this session teaches you how that's not really your problem now, is it, buddy? In week 5, we're going to be talking about avoiding customer calls. One thing that can be so annoying is all those pesky phone calls from customers wondering, "Where are you?" when you said you'd be there an hour ago. This session, you'll learn how to avoid customer contact when they begin to wonder, well, if you've fallen off the face of the earth. Popular ploys include deleting messages without listening to them and turning off the phone for days at a time. It is crucial to avoid engaging with pushy clients asking why the kitchen light switch now sparks every time they flip the switch. Your time is important. Theirs, not so much. Now, in week 6, we talk about overbilling. I'll finish this course with perhaps the most important topic of all, how to overcharge. This session will teach you a glossary of indecipherable construction-sounding terms to assist in padding your final bill. Easily transform a $50 service charge for shutting a valve into a $795 invoice for pressure balancing the discharge flow to repair the hydronic shutoff receptor. At the end of this course, you'll go home with a 3-ring binder filled with dozens of highly technical flowcharts and electrical grid diagrams which have nothing to do with your actual project and which in reality are simply maps to the New York City subway system. Trust me, your customers will have no idea what all the colored lines and symbols mean. Am I telling the truth, Frankie? You know I am. You know I am. After you've completed this 6-week program, you'll be prepared to respond to any customer issue that could possibly arrive, whenever you feel like getting around to it, which, according to my calendar, is not for another 3 weeks, so what's the hurry?
Pretty incredible footage, isn't it? So the next time you're thinking about calling a contractor to fix your stuck garage door opener or that loud humming sound coming from your furnace, you might want to check their Yelp reviews before you hire them. No, make no mistake, they'll still screw you over. Or forget to show up. Or break your washing machine, which was working just fine before they showed up. But at least you won't be surprised when it all happens. You know, this is a recently completed project that a contractor did to install a new deck on the back of my neighbor Phil's house. Maybe I'm being overly demanding, but I have to say, I think Phil should hold off on paying the bill. The last time I saw a deck leaning this badly, it was on the Titanic. Just saying. Well, that's the view from the bleachers. Good luck on your next home improvement project, and I mean it seriously. Good luck.